All right, this video is going to be basically comparing the ancient world with the today's modern world as far as like belief systems and the way they did their practices and daily affairs. Now, let's start in the ancient world. In the ancient world, when researched according to a book, Ancient Egypt, Light of the World by Jeremiah Massey, the Egyptian, the oldest god that they knew of, the original, like the most oldest one that they recorded, from what I was reading. Now y'all might find some different, but from what I read, it was Sut. Sut is supposed to be the oldest god. He was before Osiris. He's like the premortal god. But anyway, also he's supposed to be the god of Sirius. And many of you already know that the pyramids are built in line with the belt of Orion that points to the star constellation Sirius. So they gave reference to the star constellation Sirius. And also a lot of people, from what I was reading anyway, some books I read, book is that shit, I can't think of that. But anyway, in one book it was saying that the Baphomet, when you see the Baphomet with the golden shit, and it got like the electrical current or the kundalini going up, and because it got like a little serpent going through, like this pole going through this goat looking deity. But actually, before it was a goat, it was actually a ram, which represented Amun Ra. But they changed the ram head and put a goat there. And you will see a star in the middle of this Baphomet, and you'll see him pointing up, and you'll see him pointing down. Now they say that, from what I was reading, that actually that this represents this Baphomet pointing towards Sirius. Okay, but anyway, in the Holy Quran, there's a chapter called the Star, and it says that He is the Lord that created male and female from one single ejaculated semen. He is the Lord of Sirius. Now, when you do ancient research, the god of Sirius is Set or Sut. And when you read the Hermetica by Walter Scott, it says that Egypt is a copy of Sirius. So when you look at Egypt with the pyramids and all these big, huge monuments, the way they built their structures is in accordance with the way the people on Sirius built their buildings. So I read another book in the Sumerian text. In the Sumerian text, it was saying that when the Anunnaki will come down from Nibiru, they will go to Egypt for like a vacation and visit their children. Now, their children were the pharaohs, the ones that were in charge, the high priest, all of these type of beings. But of course, they intermingled with the people on Earth also as well. So they had family all over the planet, according to the Sumerian text. So this is why when you read in the Bible, God is always looking for his sheep. He got to search for his sheep. I shall search and seek out my sheep. The book of Ezekiel, or might be Jeremiah, where God said he had to search and seek out his sheep. I think it's chapter 36, verse 11. But anyway, it's in one of them. It's in the Bible though. So God is always looking for his sheep because those are his kin people. Okay? Because we come from the Syrians. And just like in the book Encounters, the Hispanic lady said that she met some people from outer space that abducted her, took her on a spacecraft. They claimed they was from Syria, and they claimed they was watching their children that they had put in the ghettos. And they weren't even really concerned about our physical body. They was more concerned about our souls. But this lady, Diane, that was put up under hypnosis by Dr. Flory. See, hypnosis is something that it draws everything from your subconscious. So the subconscious is like your attic where you store information. But everything that you ever did in life is actually stored in your subconscious. Also, I'm going to go into the Akashic Records a little bit here. The Akashic Records is stored in your subconscious, in your 8th chakra, the one right above the crown chakra. So this is the way that they wrote scripture. They were able to see ahead of time. Like many people may say, I had deja vu. This is deja vu. I've seen this before. No, you just some type of way tapped into the Akashic Records, because that's how you see into the future. It's to tap into the Akashic Records. That's the power we once had, once we had all our 12 DNA strands unlocked. Each DNA strand corresponds to each 12 zodiac sign. Also, they are in connection with the 12-stranded pineal gland. So we all work in harmony with one another. And that sun, like Jesus in the Bible, all that shit Masonic. That Jesus in the Bible is supposed to represent the sun. Like in the book of Psalms, it says that our Lord thy God is a sun in a shield. There's an internal sun, there's an out sun. And that internal sun is that kundalini or electrical current. But it is the center, and it is the giver, the life giver to the dormant pineal miniature, aka miniature universe. Because what's in you is outside of you. Because the outside world is actually an illusion. It really don't even exist. This is the lowest dimension probably in the fucking universe, probably the 3rd dimension. And if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure this is the planet of retardation. Okay? Because we on a very low level. If you got to argue, if you got people in power, and you got people, just everyday, all-day people, they just argue over petty, stupid shit. Selfish. Some of them ain't never had shit. When they get shit, you really see their true colors. They act stupid as hell. They can care less about any other person. It's just all about them. This got to be the most stupidest planet. I ain't gonna say planet, but the most stupidest people on the planet. This got to be like the planet of retardation, as far as like the people. When it comes to other planets. Got to be. But anyway, getting back on course. The Akashic Records is where everything is stored, even your past lives. Now, Muslims say they don't believe in reincarnation. They don't believe in reincarnation. Christians don't believe in reincarnation. They say that's devil worship. But in the Bible and in the Quran, it talks about reincarnation. Oh, yes, it do. Let me bring it to the light. Okay. Elijah, according to the Bible, is to come back. Okay? In the last day. Even in the book, in the New Testament, shit, Jesus says that Elijah has already came. And he was saying that he was John the Baptist. That's a reincarnation. Came as John the Baptist. Okay? Now, in the Quran, there's a surah, aka chapter in the Quran, and it says that it is we who cause you to die and then bring you back to life, to another life that you have no knowledge of. That's reincarnation. So in the Akashic Records, this 8th chakra, there is stored every life event that you've ever had. So now once you go into the ancient world, when you go into the Hindus, you will see gods like Vishnu having all these different incarnations. He's in these different bodies because they're showing you reincarnation. That you lived in this life, you probably was a female in one life, a man in the next life, man, female. Because the soul jumps bodies. Okay, the soul experiences different life experiments. The soul is evolving this way because it experiences, it's growing this way. So, also, the serpent was revealed as divine, as I said many times. So when you look at Krishna, Krishna is sitting on a serpent, and at the top of the serpent, you can see the cobra. Vishnu, he's sitting on a serpent. Okay? Brahma, he's sitting on a serpent. The Egyptian high priest and the Egyptian pharaohs, they have a cobra in the front of their head because they all knew the power of the electrical, aka Kundalini current, okay, or the burning bush, or Yahweh, the expulsion of energy. They all understood the truth about who we were. So the Egyptians would set up initiation systems because they knew that everyone was not capable of this knowledge. Okay, so they would set up initiation systems. So they first would set up initiation to where you had to kill your ego, because imagine somebody with an ego, okay, didn't know how to control their emotions. Imagine them with the power of the electrical current flowing up and down their spinal cord, all the way through the pineal gland, all the way in the circle of motion. It's constantly going. The micro orbit, that's what they call it, the microcosmic orbit, just flowing. Imagine one of these arrogant bastards with that. Do you know what type of power you possess once the Kundalini or the electrical current or the Luciferic serpentine energy or the burning bush is rotating? You can do anything. There's nothing you can't do. Okay, you can cause the weather, you can change the weather, whatever. You can make a person kill themselves at will. You can levitate shit with your mind. Okay? You can make a person fall in love with you at will. This is the power you will possess. You can teleport. You can even fucking fly. I know it sounds crazy, but this is the power that we truly possess. But because we have been stuck in a physical realm and we are only used to doing physical shit, there's nothing you can't think outside that box. Now, once you experience something outside of that box, then you will understand what I mean. Until that magic presence embrace you, until you light that microcosmic orbit, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Until then, keep thinking it's bullshit, laugh about it, joke about it. Even I did one time. I'm like, man, that's some bullshit. Ain't no way in the fuck somebody can do something like that. But until I experienced it myself. But anyway, so ain't nothing far-fetched for me now. Ain't nothing far-fetched. Because it's something you have to go through. Only you can go through it. Can't nobody go through it for you and none of that. It's something you have to go through. But in the ancient world, they went through initiation systems. And they learned about all these gods the Egyptians did. But once the Egyptians went to a certain stage of years, maybe we'll say like 42 years of studying, 42 years of going through initiation, the Egyptian high priest would tell them, you know all them gods we was telling you about that you learned to worship and respect? They live in you. Because you're a walking universe. Everything that's outside of you is inside of you. All your ancestors live inside of you. They live inside that light, inside of the core of your cells. All you have to do is summon them. They live inside of you. So you have people like the Haitians that practice all types of spiritual systems where they would summon, also not only the Haitians but the Zulus. They would summon they would do invocations, not evocations, but invocations, where they will allow deities to take over their body. And the Zulus and the Haitians, like the Zulus, for instance, I'm going to use them because they're real good. I mean, they're a good example. One Zulu could beat the shit out of 4 men, easy. Because they had these entities taking over their body through these incantations where they had summoned them and allowed them to take over their physical body. Now, these entities were already in them, but they just brought them to the surface. Now, one way a person could do this, I ain't gonna go into that. That's too much. That's too much information. But anyway, maybe one day I'll go into it. I'll go into it one day. When I have one of them moves where I don't give a fuck, I'll go into it then. But until then, right now, we gonna leave it right there. But anyway, this is how they did it. This is why our power is within us. We should stop giving our energy outside of ourselves. But as within, as without, Now the creator the creator itself, the created force, that light that was in the darkness. Now let me tell y'all something. The dormant pineal gland is just like it is right now. The human, the mortal on earth, is at the stage where creation was before it was even created. That was a divine spark. They hit that dormant matter. Now we know that energy is neither created nor destroyed. Okay? We know that. But there was a dormant, that darkness. In the beginning, it was total darkness, but through thought, which is frequency, thought produces electricity. So if you study, every time you think, your brain produces electricity. So it was in the beginning when it was total darkness. The universe or consciousness or the ethereal beings or the light beings, they thought up a thought and it produced a current. So technically it wasn't a word in the beginning, it was a thought. And that produced a frequency, and that frequency produced a vibration, and that vibration produced an electrical current which hit the dormant matter that was in darkness. So it is with the electrical current or the Kundalini energy that goes up the spinal cord. From thinking, you generate this energy and you give power to this energy, and it goes up the tree of life, which is the spinal cord, and it hits the dormant universe, which is not being active at right now and at this present time within a human being, and it brings life and creation to the internal you, which makes you a creative God, an active God. So it is the same thing that happened in the beginning happens in you, but right now you are at that beginning stage as far as like creation would take place. But it's up for you to start that creation with the internal concentrated meditative thought to give power to the current, to even awaken. But anyway, getting back on point, today, modern world, religious systems, they only teach you to give your energy outside of yourself. Therefore, you will never, ever, ever, ever come into your God self. The media promotes racism. Therefore, that makes you hate one another because of each color. This shuts off the heart chakra. So even if you tried to raise the heart, so okay, let's just say, if the Kundalini was to start or awakening itself, because at a specific time, it's gonna come up by itself. Ain't nobody gonna be able to stop it. It's coming up. So that's why they got the King Alpha plan and shit set for black people to kill them off, because they know that our electrical current is gonna raise up, and we have the ability to be in our God body and have supernatural powers. They know this. We have the power to become X-Men. X-Men meaning we become demigods or gods in flesh. So this is why they have the King Alpha plan set up, FEMA camps and all this type of stuff, because they know around what time that is going to take place, and they have everything set at a specific time when this is supposed to take place. But they're trying to do it before it takes place so they can kill us off. I even got a recording with William Cooper talking to a 32nd degree or 33rd degree Mason, and William Cooper asked him, are blacks going to be allowed in the new world? He said, the Mason said, absolutely not. He said it is 100% Aryan. He said that there's going to, basically he was saying they were trying to exterminate black folks from even coming into the new world order. That's the King Alfred plan. So this is why, because even according to the Rosicrucians, they said that this cosmic consciousness was going to was going to activate once we entered the Aquarian constellation. That's what they said. Now, I heard other guys on YouTube say the same thing as far as like the Aquarian constellation. Like in the Bible, Jesus said, keep going till you see the man by the pitcher with the whale. The picture by the whale. That's the Aquarian constellation symbol. That's Aquarius. So even the Bible gives reference to it. But today, modern day religions, they only teach you to give energy outside yourself. And they demonize the supreme being and call him Lucifer. Because that supreme being, as within, as without. There's a supreme being that rules the earth. He's called the king of the world. Just research the Lamas. The Dalai Lamas, not the one they got today. That's some shit the CIA and the secret societies put down. The real Dalai Lama went to a place called Agartha. He went underground. So everything that you see today is a puppet ruled by the elites. I don't care what country, what state, they are all working with the elites. They are all Masons, and these Masons have wicked agendas. Okay? Even though the truth of Masonry is, see, the Masons, they study the occult. They study the stuff that the Egyptians study. Okay? But they all worship Lucifer, a lot of them, until they get to a certain degree. And then they know that actually they are to become a god, not worship a god. And I think it's the 7th degree you find out that you become a this in the book called Duncan's Rituals. It's in that book where you learn that you become a Luciferian, a Satan devil worshiper. And it scares a lot of people way after they read it. But once you continue to study on and go through initiation systems, you find out that in the end, Lucifer is trying to make you become a god, because Lucifer never wanted to be worshipped. But because a lot of the Caucasians cannot make the shift, so to say, as far as like raising, they may raise the Kundalini, but their pineal glands are calcified. So that's why you have a lot of them. They're trying to find a way to put melanin in their body. They're taking melanin shots and all types of stuff so that they can see maybe could it hit the pineal gland and some type of way cause it to open up the third eye, and so that the Kundalini can sit in the seat of the universe and the light or whatever, the light current, the electrical current. But it just don't work that way. But that's something they've been trying to figure out for a long time. So this is like one of the secrets that the Masons hide. But their job is to become a god. That's the job of a Mason. They're not to worship Lucifer. But a lot of people think they do. But like I said, there are secrets up under secrets that's behind the secret. Okay? So you get the initiation systems, which taught know thyself, which was in the ancient world, and they showed you how to unlock the God within you. And today, you don't get none of that at all. It keep you on a mortal level. Everything that you do today, it leads to death. Okay? You're not eating right, the GMO foods. You're not stimulating the photons inside of your body to radiate throughout your body through meditation, none of that cause the rainbow body or the golden body to activate. Because these cells, according to some of the lamas, from a meditation, you can actually transition the physical body by concentrating that light within these cells to enhance, and it disintegrates the physical body and the light body takes over. So a lot of monks have witnessed these, this in the book Source Field Investigation, where it talks about this, by a guy named David Wilcox. Well, some of these monks witness some of their masters, lamas, do this, like 3 days of meditation, and the physical body disintegrated, and all they saw was like a rainbow looking body, but they saw like their physical hair and their fingernails. That's all they saw. But it was through a cell accelerator, as far as like the photons or the light particles inside of the cells. Okay? But anyway, I thought I'd talk about that a little bit today to try to bring some light in different areas as far as like modern day religion and ancient belief systems go. It's just a little bit to cover. And that's about all I got so far today. Oh yeah, and another thing. So you got Set and you got Heru. You got negative and positive. You got Set, which is the Luciferic energy, the bringer of light, that brings the light to the dormant pineal gland. See, now one thing, when the pineal gland is awakened, you literally become You can literally leave your body at will. I mean, like shit, you can be anywhere. Like you can. The key is to awaken the electrical current. That's what everybody should be focusing on. Really and truly, that's the truth. But until then, peace.